Hi, I'm Jason and welcome to Dosatron University. Welcome to Dosatron's troubleshooting video series. Today we will show you how to troubleshoot your Dosatron D128R. The three key areas to troubleshooting are: number one, the medicator is clicking but not drawing the stock solution. Number two, the medicator is clicking but water is going down into the stock tank. Or number three, the medicator isn't clicking. The first two are the most common. To service your D128R medicator, it is helpful to have a universal strap wrench, a number one Phillips screwdriver, and a large paperclip or awl. If the medicator is clicking but not drawing, or it is pushing liquid down into the stock tank, the issue is in the lower stem area. In order to investigate this area, remove the lid. You may want to use a strap wrench. It is usually pretty tight. Grab the metal wishbone and pull the piston straight out. Set the piston aside. Unscrew and remove the black stem. Remove the top seal that is located between the blue body and the black stem. Note that this top seal sometimes remains in the body. Just remove it. Unscrew the gray hose nut if it isn't already removed. Unscrew the black cap and remove the bottom seal between the black stem and the cap. Inspect both seals for nicks, grooves, and wear. Make sure they are not gummy, sticky, or missing. If the seals are dirty, you may be able to just clean them and reinstall them. But if they are damaged or missing, it's definitely time to replace. Next, pick up the piston and inspect the plunger rod and slide valve. The plunger rides inside the top seal to create suction. If there's a buildup of scale or has deep scratches, it may not draw the correct amount of solution. If your plunger rod does have scale buildup, just soak the piston assembly in a solution of Medicator RX for 24 to 48 hours. If the plunger rod has scratches, it will need to be replaced. To change the plunger rod, use a number one Phillips screwdriver and remove the two wishbone screws and washers. Spread the wishbone and remove from the inlet valve. Remove the four screws in the center of the piston and slide the actuator assembly out. Unhook and remove the actuator springs. Remove the pushrod by sliding it out, and remove the plunger rod by lifting it up slightly and out. Set aside the actuator. To remove the slide valve from the plunger rod, you will need a large paperclip or awl. Push the spring down and hold firmly, pushing the metal pin out using the paperclip. This allows you to remove the spring from the slide valve. To reinstall the slide valve onto the new plunger rod, slide the spring over the slide valve. Push to the bottom and grasp firmly. Insert the plunger and reinstall the pin. The center hole is the 1:128 setting. If you need 1:200, install the pin into the top hole. If you need 1:100, install the pin in the bottom hole. Make sure the pin is flush so the spring doesn't get stuck. Hook up the actuator and install the new plunger rod by sliding it into the actuator and pulling it down to lock. Make sure that the head of the plunger rod is flush. Install the push rod with the long portion up, making sure to insert it with the groove side inward. Install the actuator springs. Align the push rod and inlet valve inside the piston shell and slide the actuator assembly in completely. To hold the assembly in place, use your index and middle fingers to apply pressure on the base. Now, reinstall the 4 screws and tighten in a star pattern. Reinstall the wishbone spring, then reinstall the washers and screws hand tight. Test the piston by pressing on the top and bottom of the push rod. It should click both times. If water is going down into the stock tank, inspect the bottom seal, slide valve, and spring. If worn, damaged, deformed, or broken, replace the parts. To replace the slide valve and spring, you will need a large paper clip or awl. Push the spring down and hold firmly. Using the paper clip, push the pin out. Install the new slide valve and spring onto the plunger rod. To do this, slide the new spring over the top of the slide valve and hold firmly. Push the slide valve into the plunger rod and reinstall the pin. The center hole is the 1 to 128 setting. If you need 1 to 200, install the pin into the top hole. If you need the 1 to 100 setting, install the pin in the bottom hole. Make sure that the pin is flush so that the spring doesn't get stuck. To reassemble, place the top seal with the raised center portion facing upward inside the body. Thread the black stem into the body hand tight. Insert the bottom seal, raised portion facing up, and thread it onto the stem hand tight. Reattach the gray hose nut. Pick up the blue body and insert the piston assembly into the body as far as it will slide down. Replace the black lid and hand tighten. Oh, one last thing. Take a look at the top of the suction tube. If it flares out, cut off 1 inch or so and reinstall. Or, if the suction tube is cracked, has holes, is rigid, or looks really old, replace it. If the unit isn't clicking, remove the lid. You may want to use a strap wrench. It is usually pretty tight. Grab the metal wishbone and pull the piston straight out. Set the blue body aside and inspect the wishbone on the top and the actuator springs on the bottom. If you see anything broken or missing, these items will have to be replaced. There are 2 ways to check the piston shell. Remove the piston and inspect the upper and lower flanges on the piston shell. If they are worn or have scratches, the piston shell needs to be replaced. Second, to check the piston shell's fit, invert the piston and insert it into the body. It should be a snug fit. If it is loose, the piston shell needs to be replaced. Insert piston back into the blue body and hand tighten the lid. We hope this video has been helpful in troubleshooting your D128R medicator. For more information, give us a call at 800-523-8499 or visit our website at dosatronusa.com. To see more troubleshooting videos, check out our YouTube channel. I'm Jason and this is Dosatron University.